Good morning, traders. My name is Joseph. I'm with Smart Money Traders. Today is Friday, May 9th. It's 10:09. For the list start. Looks like this market is trying to head higher today. But before I get into my analysis, let me just say this is for educational purposes only. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell any futures contract or foreign exchange contracts. Trading is risky. Make sure you know what you're doing and well capitalized. With that said, let's get into the analysis. Looking at the 30 minutes here on an NQ, it looks like we had a whipsaw candle here where you get some people long and short at starting at 7 o'clock. So right now it looks like we want to go higher. So what I may do is probably gonna try to trade YM today. Uh, so I'm gonna put a buy up close right here for YM. If we wanna get high, if we're gonna get high, it'll take us in LE. Looking at LE here, LE is at the top of the range. It looks like so we'll have to wait for to trade it. They got a big candle on the first half an hour. Definitely looking bullish. We're approaching 215, which is a pretty significant number. So I would definitely want to wait for that. All right. OIM is pulling back. I think things are pulling back here. Okay, the order on YM got canceled because we didn't make a new a bullish bar. So looking at Ellie here, definitely bullish. Would need to pull back to engage. ES, same thing. I think we're pulling back here. Earlier, we hit the VWAP on ES and bounce higher on the top right here when you look at it. The VWAP, we hit the VWAP and got higher. So we're gonna try a long again on YM here and see if we can get taken out. The Lagia is tagged to the bullish side here, so we're above the VWAP. Looks like we're getting close to the high of the day. Let me see. This is the high of the day. Yeah, I believe so. And it would have got canceled again because we have. Let's go YM here. For us to engage on LE here on the top left, we would need to get back to the pullback. Maybe 214.50. If it gets back to the pull, and looking at YM here, we definitely had a resistance. So we may just definitely flip a bias here. We had resistance on YM. Got the 30 minutes. We keep hitting this zone. So one of the reasons I like to use a stop limit on a new bar, whether it's bullish or bearish, because sometimes we just sidestep a loser by doing that. So if it doesn't trade that high or that low, you still have an opportunity to go. Now we getting close. We got close to the VWAP here, so maybe a bullish spot here. We can try to go long, but we kind of lost the background here. So yeah, we're getting to the point. It's market looks like it wants 2 point lower here. Let me just refresh this so we can get the Geiger counter. Good morning again. If you're watching from YouTube, let me know, or let me know what you trading this morning. Friday. This week has been a very uneven week. Started really well on Monday, but and since then it's been kind of like a slide. So hopefully today will be a better day. Not so much as far as the P&L, if it's going to be green or red, but really executing our trades. Yesterday definitely we stepped out. Kind of broke our rules, give it more room, and the technical difficulty didn't help, but that's not really, that's beside the point. Because the principle was, hey, I was going to, because of the announcement at 10 o'clock, I was going to stay away from the, and this is at least for a while, but I did trade them right around that time. So, which again, the market, while we said this market's probably going to go higher, which it did, but not only after they get some people short at 11 here. They get, and then they hit this support zone on YM. And everything kind of set up the same way for the indices. That's what they did for the YM. Let's see. Let me see if I can find my analyzer. Oh, there we go. Let me find my analyzer. Analyzer is right here. I just changed my analyzer. If you notice, I have the white light system. Determination of something is flat. It's really based on the slope of the 15 moving average. For example, like right now, we're seeing the yellow moving average on YM. I mean, it's kind of flat, but this morning we had some opportunity at 8:30, 8:35 here. That was a long business white line. I mean, here we definitely want to be careful as far as what we want to do. We may go higher here from the VWAP, or also we may go lower because we're getting. I think the advance declining. It looks like it's turning to the downside, so that could be a sign that we're going lower here. Yeah, looking at ES here, things are pointing to the downside. Yeah, and things are pointing to the downside. So YM is just a matter of maybe going down here and give us a pullback and go lower. So then we will get short. Once again, we had for YM, we had a line in the sand here. A bounce here may not be something that's impossible here. We had the VWAP, we had the bounce, the line in the sand. I believe ES is doing the same. Let's see. Oh, ES is way lower. Okay. Oh, actually, it's approaching the line in the sand. Okay. Yeah, things are definitely looking bullish at the moment. I mean, rather bearish. I mean to say things are looking bearish. Okay, we're gonna bring back on NYM. Things are definitely showing they want to go lower. Ideally, here we would like. Let me see what. Yeah, early is 940, 950, or 948. That was a nice little bounce to the upside here. But why I might want to see here is probably a pullback to VWAP and go from there. Yeah, things are definitely getting bearish here. Well, we may not get the pullback here. Or will we? We do want to see a pullback toward VWAP here on both, you know, the YM and ES and turn around. Would be really nice. VWAP is at 94.93. The hound is 97. So you got 16 ticks within the VWAP. Okay. We're trying to sell it because this candle here is the pullback candle, even though it didn't make a new, bullish candle here. But within this candle, we could see the pullback. We went all the way down here from 44 to about 77, I believe. Yeah, 77. So that's a nice 30 some pull, but 33 ticks pullback. So okay, Tesla decline definitely going lower here. So okay, we are short. YM. Yeah, let me know in the chat how you guys are doing. As you can see here, I'm short YM. Targeting 60, 60 and 120 ticks. So of about 21 ticks right now, 20, 27, 29. So we have our ATM moving to break even at 60 ticks and get our first target. I mean, obviously, virtually right now, we probably could move our stop down because we got a 36, 15 ticks away from. Virtually, we at break even here. We could definitely put it down here at 36, so at break even on YM here. So hopefully we can push down here and get the next 10 ticks and get to our first target. All right, first target got hit. Now we got a pivot coming up, and then basically the second target is basically at the low of the day. I think, yeah, which is about 16, 17, about 16. So can we make a no low here? That's now this dotted line here in the blue in the chart up there is what's the number 361. That's support. So we hit that. We kind of hopefully we'll break that here. Also, this was a pivot from earlier. So let's wait and see here. On the right line trading system here, we got the C2, meaning we have alignment to the downside on three different bar size as far as the range. I think the 50, 34, and the 21 range, they're all pointing to the downside. So that's why you see those little wiggly line here to the downside. So right now we're experiencing a pullback. Will we survive the pullback? Only time will tell here. I mean, we could definitely see both ES as well. We had like that little support zone here, the fair value gap here. If we're gonna push lower, that'd be interesting. Market internals are pretty mixed, you know. That's why we don't see any signal to go long or short here, but definitely this market is bearish at the moment. We definitely hit this band of support here. Will it hold? We don't really know here. Time will tell. It's a big fight going on at this level here, so which side will win? It's to be determined here. The advanced decline is going a little higher, but not much for me. This is more like a retracement to potentially go lower. If you look in the middle here with the YM, all the orange, not the yellow bars here, that's saying there's a stalemate going on between buyers and sellers. That's not sure why this thing keep disappearing here. Okay, let's wait until the script is done loading. So we're turning back to the downside here. Okay, the push down. There you go. About 10 more ticks here. About 10 more ticks will. Okay, target got hit on the second one here. So we should expect a push up here because we're at a low on the YM. So seeing this little pullback right here, it's definitely understandable. LE is kind of stalling up there. Nothing really happening in LE. That's the only reason we didn't touch it, because we feel like, okay, we got a couple push to the upside here. We might be done. And shorting it here is almost like guessing where it's gonna go. But right now, we definitely momentum is still to the downside here with YM. Again, we're at the low. We're not gonna be too eager to short it again here. But if we get a pullback toward maybe 350, 360, 350 zone, and we might be looking to short it again. Today being Friday, so I'm definitely gonna be cognizant of that, knowing that hey, by 11 o'clock things gonna start really shifting to the weird side here, so we can. That could be a one and done trade for us. Now, if you're looking at the Raptor here, the Raptor gave us a sell signal here at basically 500. At the time, I wasn't looking at it, but definitely was a good one, but it was above the line of the sand. So this was a safer entry, but also I would say you would take a little more risk because my stop was above. My stop was right here at 96. So we're still looking at going lower here. We didn't get the pullback we wanted, but it looks like he wants to push lower here. Look at the ES and the Unirenco, kind of ranging down here. Again, we're at the low of the day, so it's it's not the best place to go short. But if we're gonna go lower, we're gonna go lower. So let me see what the range is. So the range today from midnight, I think from I think I changed it to 5 p.m. So the range from Globex until now is 205 ticks. And over the last 5 days, we got 299. So we got another probably 25 points to the downside here on potentially on the ES if we're gonna keep going lower. You know, we got what 65 right now. So 40 could be a target here. But definitely going short here is kind of not the best thing. So as you can see here, we're getting a pullback here on YM, which I said, hey, let's go back to about 50, 60. See, that low here was about 59. I don't know if we can get back there. So we're going to get that low pullback here. Now, YM 324 for the day so far. Average over the last 5 days is about 500 ticks. 569 over the last 10 days. So really still within that. Yesterday we had a 633 range. So YM still has another 150 or so point that it could move to the downside here. Where's the ES? Yeah, I'm getting definitely some lags here on those three instruments. That's why normally, I used to just let it be. Now what I did, I put a condition. If it's more than 1 second, it's gonna be red to know, hey, quickly I can visually say, hey, not to touch this instrument. Yeah. NQ, ES, and 6E, we got serious lag. The indicator I use for the range is I think it's called I mean, it's from indicate another yeah, from indicator warehouse. Um, the name of it is escaping me now. Let me see. Um, yeah, day arranger. That's all. Just the day arranger. You determine. Do you want the range from midnight till now, or do you want from 5 p.m. till now? So I changed it. I think by default it's midnight to now, but yeah, day arranger. From indicator warehouse. Again, I've been using indicator warehouse indicators for I'd say over 10 years. I mean, over 10 years I've been using the Raptor. So everything that you see on the top here is indicator warehouse. Whether it's the Geiger counter, the Raptor here, the Raptor system. Um, so all that is really based on indicator warehouse. Now we got a 1 minute, 1.9 minute lag, ES and Q and a 6E. Yeah, you're welcome. So so if we were to trade here, YM could be a short here, but I'm still leery about this short on YM. I feel like I'd like to see a bigger pullback, even toward 400. Toward those highs right here. Because here we got some people that bought. Some people bought right here. So what happened? What that tells me, those people may still want to get rescued here. So I don't wanna go short down here. So right now we're seeing a little push up to the push to the upside here. I feel better if we get a turn here, or even a little higher. Well, 361 was support. Now it's gonna become resistance technically. So let's see if we can get and honestly, the kind of week that um, I've had, so it might be today might be a one and done for me. Today might be a one and done. Again, I'd like to see a little push higher here. Remember, we had the low of the day right here. We made a new low, so people may be buying the low here and do a complete reversal. So that's why I'm not too eager to sell this right here. And the day arranger, for the person who asked, he will give you as many days as you put on the chart. I think this chart I have 21 days on there right now. Do I have 21 days? 15 days. I have 15 days. So let's say I have put 40 days in there. It's gonna give me the range for the last 30 days. It's gonna give the more data you put on there, the more days it's gonna give you as far as the range. So that gives you an idea. It keeps you realistic. We do know if this market is going to go lower, we have at least another 150 to 200 ticks to the downside from this low, from the 298. So once again, in trading, it's not so much the winners, it's really avoiding those losers. Trying to go short down here, you know, trying to go short here. For example, short at 33, 30, right now you definitely hoping that you don't get stopped out. So I'm still favoring the short here, but very, very careful. You know, gotta be very careful here. So obviously those three instruments here, I'm not sure why they're so lagging, because everything else is good. I do know I do have more for ES. I do have, you know most of my charts here are ES on my other screens, but uh, 'cause, 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 ' Okay. We got to 85 here. 86, 87, I think we got. Yeah, 88 was the high. Now, this could be an attempt to go lower, but again, I still don't trust it. Yeah, I mean I think that pullback was maybe deep enough to go lower here. Now there's a little bit of a trend line. There's a trend line right here. If we break this little trend line here, then we have a chance to go low. We may keep going lower. So let's say we get to about 29.30. The lag is increasing on ES. Obviously, we're not gonna touch that. All right. LA is broke up to the upside again. Yeah, YM, ES. I think we're going lower here. Also on the YM, we got the C2 back, which is the squiggly line on top, saying, "Hey, we got some alignment on different bar sizes on the range chart. The 50, 34, and 21. A push down here, definitely likely. We not again. I may not trade anymore here, but if you're trading, definitely I'd be looking short at the moment. Well, let's say we traded 35 short. You got to 22. I mean, it wasn't really enough room for you to move your break. I mean, for me to move my stop to break even. But like right now, we're getting a back and forth here in those levels. So I, gotta exercise caution here going short. Going long here is almost like, okay, I'm predicting the market's gonna turn around. It may happen, it may not. But, you know, and this is the downside. When I look at the Geiger counter, that tells me, hey, it's a stalemate. Nobody's winning at the moment. But my advanced decline is kind of heading higher, so that's another caution to say, hey, do I really want to be selling this? So advanced decline is heading higher, definitely. Let me move my advanced decline over here so you guys can see. Um, you know, on this is the move down here. Now we're looking like we're gonna go higher. So that could be something to keep in mind. Now, I like to use trend line. Trend line. The reason why, because the big boys do use trend line. So, um, what it says. Okay, so this trend line got broken here. So A move higher is possible. But this was a support level, so yeah, time will tell here what we're doing. But definitely, an up move here is not impossible. It's definitely in the cards almost because Evans decline is going higher. Um, well, Steve says long from 68. Good call here. Because, yeah, this definitely was the bottom. We're like, okay, we're getting extended here. Should we be selling still? That's why we refrain from selling here. So when you're a downtrend, you wanna sell when it feels expensive. But when it gets after this big move down like this, which we took advantage of, it definitely doesn't look like selling here was the best thing. Again, I wouldn't be surprised to see a move up to the VWAP and sell again. But at the same time, this ranging action happening here, we may see some. We may see some more selling here, so it could be a setup to go lower too. Like they say in the market, bulls make money, bears make money, hogs get slaughtered. So everybody can make money. If you were a bear this morning, you go short here, you're good. If you say, hey, after this green bar here, I buy at 68, like Steve did. You got a good 13-point move in your favor. So like right now, things are switching to the downside. I can see the advanced decline is getting bearish. So it's especially on the Friday. After a while, you should try to get be done trading as early as possible. Which I think at the moment I might be done trading. So we got a Raptor signal here to go short at 30. So far it's working out pretty well. No, not 30. Sorry, about 40. So it looks like the move down is resuming here. Put the ADD over here. The advanced decline, as you can see, we're getting lower. The advanced decline here. So the amount of stuff declining compared to what's right, what are the ones that are rising, the ones that are declining are more. So definitely, if you're long here, it's time maybe tighten your stop or take some profit off the table because it looks like he wants to go lower. Now, could this be a test? As you can see here, we're gonna do that on the ES. ES low is all the way 63. We go back to 71. So that could tell me also that was a test to attempt to get some people short to go higher here. Because they got close to the low of the day here. I think they got to the low of the day.